So, welcome. Thank you for coming and doing this
You're
interview
welcome.
with
Thank
me.
you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to tell everybody your name and a little bit of your background?
Sure. My name's Jeff DeMond. I'm a 20-year Navy veteran, retired in 2006, and now I'm a full-time cannabis advocate. I started a nonprofit a year ago, helping veterans find their way from pharmaceuticals to medical cannabis. I started in an illegal state. I was on overprescribed opioids from the military, the VA. So I found a better way with cannabis, which brought me to Florida.
Jeff, what were you being treated for before you started using medical cannabis?
So, like around my 17-year mark, I got hurt, and I had to have 4 ankle reconstructions. My back was messed up, my neck was messed up. I'd had a multitude of concussions. I'd torn my bicep and had to have it reattached. My wrist was reconstructed, and I'd had multiple injuries to my hand where they had to pull things out of my fingers and my hand. So I was being treated for pain and PTSD from being, deployed to various places around the world. And I was over medicated and undertreated, is what I say, from the VA. They didn't really care about what was going on with my body. They were just treating me with more medication. And that was for a period of about 6 to 8 years. I don't even really know. I'm thinking from the first opioid I had was 2001. And I took my last opioid probably in 2009, 10, somewhere around there. So it's a long period of time to be on opioids. I was having issues with it. I was using it. I was self-medicating with it, like chewing them up, more than one at a time. And that's the addiction part of it that gets to your body after you've been treated medically. Now, I don't think that the VA doctors, they weren't getting their pockets lined from the pharmaceutical companies or anything. I don't think it's a big conspiracy to do all that, but I do think that the VA used them incorrectly, and I was feeling like I was being treated like hospice, like just being medicated to die, being sent home to be stuck on the couch in an opioid fog and a medical-induced coma from PTSD medications and 6 milligrams of Klonopin a day. Who takes that kind of medicine? And anytime I talked to them about anything that was happening, I just got more medication. It was a sad situation, and I'm sure that it's been told many times by many other veterans other than me. And that felt bad. That felt like I was addicted. So I read up on it, and I found a couple of things that said that with cannabis use you could half your opioid intake and still get the same result. So I read up on it. I got some really good off the street cannabis, and I used it in conjunction with my opioids. And in the first 2 months, I was able to half my dose of opioids. Yes, it was amazing. And I was seeing a captain in the Air Force at Scott Air Force Base, and I went to him and I said, I want to stop using opioids and I want to use cannabis to do it. And he said, oh man, I don't think we could do that. Well, I said marijuana. Cannabis was not, in my vocabulary at that time. But I said, I want to do this. He goes, I don't think you can do it. And I gave him back the pills that I hadn't taken over the last few months. And he was like, his jaw dropped, and I said, I can do this. I want to do this. I need to do this, but I need you not to put it in my record. And I'll do whatever blood work tests you want, but I don't care if it's working in my head or if it's working in my body. Either way, I feel like it's working.
The quality of life has increased.
It has increased. I feel better, you know what I mean, on less of these drugs, and I think I can keep doing that. So that's really what started me on my cannabis journey.
So, Jeff, is there anything that you'd like to say to anyone watching this thinking about introducing medical cannabis into their life?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, for all the different side effects from all the different medicines that I was on, to just try a whole plant-based medicine that could replace any of your pills is going to be better for you. Don't be afraid of the process. Don't be afraid of the big leaf. People are still afraid that you can't conceal and carry, and that's a myth. They're governed by the same state legislators. So that you don't lose your VA benefits. They don't take your license. The cops don't know which plates have cannabis users driving them, and which plates don't. You're not going to get arrested for your medical cannabis if you use your cannabis correctly. So don't be afraid of that, or the doctor's office. We see people here all the time that are still asking these questions. So for little risk, a lot of reward, I would say everybody should try medical cannabis, especially for depression and anxiety and PTSD and pain and digestion problems and severe spasticity in children and epilepsy and see, I can go on and on and on. So all these people, if you start touching them in these different ways, they should try cannabis as a medicine. I think everybody should try it. It's relatively inexpensive, and even if you have issues, that's what my foundation was about, especially for veterans. If they can't afford to get their card, I can help them out with that, and also pay their state $75 state fee, or $77.81 or whatever it is. I don't know. We've done 120 something since December 7th last year. So that's a lot of vets, right?
Yeah.
It's great. It makes me feel great to be able to give that back, because I was in such a bad place on pharmaceutical medicine that I never ever thought I could feel this good again. Ever thought I could feel this good again, and it's all because of cannabis.
It's amazing.
Yeah.